Well, thanks so much for joining me. A Philadelphia woman is home with her family this morning after police tracked down accused of kidnapping her. Carlisha Freeland Gaither was released from the hospital early this morning after 3 days of an exhausting, traumatic ordeal. She was just blocks from home when she was grabbed and forced into a car late Sunday night. The entire abduction captured on surveillance cameras. Police found her outside Baltimore, more than 100 miles from where she was kidnapped. The rescue fulfills a promise made by one detective to the woman's mother.
No one else is in danger right now because we got a very dangerous predator off the streets, and it was a combined effort and a lot of different people working very, very hard. And there's one detective in particular that made a promise. Come on up here. And tell him what you said. Come on.
Let her say. Let her say.
He sat in my kitchen in front of me and told me, I'm bringing your daughter home. I'm bringing your daughter home. I said, all right. He said, no, I'm bringing your daughter home. And he brought my baby home.
Thank you.
He brought her right home.
Good job.
That is wonderful to see. Amazing work done in this case. Jean Casares joins me now live from Columbia, Maryland. Good morning, Jean.
Good morning. This is the hospital right behind me that Carlisha Gaither was brought to after she was rescued yesterday. We've learned a little bit more of how this all came down. Law enforcement in Virginia tells me that they knew of this man because of some very serious charges, an outstanding warrant including attempted capital murder. They also knew that he had gotten his car from a dealership, and because of the credit risk he was, they had put a GPS monitor on it. That GPS monitor led to where they were found. They were found in the backseat together. FBI, ATF surveilled the car. They didn't go approach it because they didn't want a hostage situation. But when he walked out of the car, they apprehended him as they are overjoyed.
Carlisha Freeland has been rescued.
A Philadelphia woman kidnapped on Sunday, now found alive. Carlisha Freeland Gaither was rescued in Jessup, Maryland Wednesday after authorities identified the vehicle used in her abduction and tracked it down. Law enforcement spotted them inside and surrounded the car.
When the subject exited the vehicle, he was apprehended, and that's when Ms. Freeland was recovered.
Once she had the time to process what had occurred, you could tell she was very emotionally distraught. So as a result, we took her immediately to the hospital.
Police identifying her kidnapper as 37-year-old Devlin Barnes. He is currently being held on attempted capture in another case.
That all of our prayers were answered when we were able to locate her in a safe condition, and we were able to place this male under arrest.
Overnight, Barnes' uncle speaking out saying he is not surprised.
My experience and knowledge of it is a thing about women or females. It's just hard for me to accept the viciousness of it. Not necessarily surprised.
The 22-year-old nurse was abducted Sunday night in Philadelphia, just blocks away from her home. This disturbing video captures her kidnapping from beginning to end. The suspect parks his car and waits, and approaches her as she walks across this intersection. She tries to walk away when the man grabs her and aggressively drags her down the length of this block. She struggles to break free and yells for help, but he violently pushes her into his vehicle. The next morning, surveillance video dressed much like the kidnapper, using Carlisha's ATM card at a bank in Maryland. He is also spotted inside this convenience store shortly after. Investigators do not have a motive, but say there is no indication she knew her abductor. Her mother thanking law enforcement and the public, grateful for their part in bringing her daughter back safe.
Thank you for being there for us. I'm taking my baby home. Thank you.
And Devlin Barnes, he remains in custody right here in Maryland. There will be a hearing at 1 o'clock this afternoon on those charges out of Virginia. And the fact is, we understand there will be federal charges in this case involving Carlisha. They have not been filed yet, but they will be extremely serious also. Poppy?
All right, Jean Casares, thank you for that report. Stay with us. I want to have a lengthy the legal aspects of this case. So let's bring in Paul Callan, our legal analyst, to talk about this, and with Gene as well. Gene said what's going to happen next, but when you look at why this man was out on the street, you really have to wonder. Go back to 2005. He's arrested for hiding in his estranged wife's closet, allegedly attacking her, raping her, etc. But he